In today's video, we will do a survey of Lean and all the activities and themes therein, because Lean is not itself just one action that one can take. You'll hear people who don't fully understand Lean saying, well, let's do Lean, or can you bring Lean into our workplace? Lean is in fact several activities all put together, brought together by certain themes and workplace culture. So with that out of the way, let's begin. All Lean activities can be classified under 6 broad themes. Those themes are customer focus, just-in-time production, Jidoka, which is a Japanese word meaning automation with human intelligence, involvement, which is colleague and staff involvement, standardization, and stability. Each of these themes has several Lean activities that fall under the theme, and many of the Lean activities overlap between themes. So for example, 5S comes up several times throughout the Lean themes. So let's explore some of these actions and talk about which themes they might fall best under. Let's start with the theme of stability. I prefer, whenever I'm introducing Lean into an area, to start with stability, because without stability, there can be no standardization. Without standardization, Lean falls apart. To use a very administrative example, I once worked for a large hotel chain where financial documents were printed out on a standard-sized paper. Letter paper it was. And my department was always on page 65. So every manager knew when they got the profit and loss statements where to look exactly for their department, where their numbers were, where their labor numbers were, and so on and so forth. Well, it just so happened that we did not have stability in that one day we ran out of letter paper and had to print everything on legal paper. What that did was it broke the page breaks in the document, and suddenly everything was on the wrong page. Another month, the accounting department chose to not include a department that had, in fairness, not operated for a few years at this time, but had always been printed between pages 20 and 24. What this did was it pushed back all other departments 4 pages. So when the accounting stopped printing this department, everybody's documents were skewed now, and everybody's departments were 4 pages earlier, which then took time and took brain power and took resources for everyone to review their documents after that. And some of us had set up spreadsheets that would automatically draw information from the raw data cells and produce our own reports, which of course broke when all the raw data cells were moved 4 pages over. So that's my rant on stability. Let's talk a little bit about the Lean actions you can take to support stability. There is a program called 5S, which is a very powerful and very easy to learn but lifetime to master system that's used to organize workplaces and create simple visual management systems. And visual management is something that we will talk about in detail later. If you're interested, the 5 S's are sort, set, shine, standardize, and sustain. This will be discussed in future videos. Beyond 5S, under stability, there's total productive maintenance, which involves equipment users in the preventative and predictive maintenance of their own equipment. This frees maintenance and engineering teams to work on more complex tasks, reduces firefighting, and reduces equipment downtime. Also a very powerful tool. Then there is something called Kanban, which is a very difficult to translate concept. It's at the same time a ticket, it's an instruction, it's a permission, and a request all together. It might be best to think of Kanban as a visual indicator of where and how work is to be done, and we will visit it in future videos. Under the Lean theme of standardization, there is of course standardized work, which is how to take common, repetitive tasks and ensure they're performed by everyone in the best way currently known. There's also what I consider a really cool thing called A3 thinking. This is using A3 paper, which is also known as tabloid in North America. And these paper reports quickly and visually present information. They're standard formats used for planning, for problem solving, for status reports, for proposals. and they are really amazing. Under standardization, we also have what's called Hoshin planning, which is probably the most powerful suite of planning activities I have ever observed for both strategic and policy planning, which we will address in future videos. We then get to the theme of just-in-time production, understanding that Lean, of course, was made for the production world. We do a lot of just-in-time automatically in the services world, and that's just the way it is. However, there are still some things that we can take away from Lean. One is the flow, the action of flow. This is the smooth flow of people and individuals through the work system using pull instead of push to signal process needs. This is a wonderful technique to use to reduce overwork and waste. There is Heijunka, which means pace and leveling of workloads, which is tricky in the services, but not impossible. Under the theme of involvement, we have Kaizen circles. In my 23 years of service work, I have yet to come across a more powerful driver of employee involvement, engagement, or a more powerful problem-solving system. I highly recommend Kaizen circles to anyone in any industry at any time. You cannot go wrong with this sort of activity. And just as a teaser, what it is the bringing together of the minds and the stakeholders for a heart-to-heart decision-making process. It is quite something. Under the theme of Jidoka, which is automation with the human mind, we have Poka-yoke, which roughly translates to mistake or defect prevention. Now, what's so special about mistake or defect prevention? Well, in the Lean world, what makes it particularly powerful is that it creates built-in checks and existing processes so employees don't have to stress about common errors and can keep their mind on the higher levels of their work. There's also the action of zone control, which effectively makes every manager the business owner of their own zone. All defects are to be corrected in the zone where they're created. Also, upstream and downstream processes are treated exactly like suppliers and customers. There is then Lean problem solving. And of course, problem solving is not exclusive to Lean, but Lean does have a few unique and powerful problem solving systems to explore. The final theme is customer focus. And while I don't have any specific customer focus activities to list in this video, customer focus does flow through just about everything else we've spoken about, from A3 planning to zone control to the pull systems to standardized work to Kanban. Now, if this all seems like a lot, it's because it is. Lean is not a small undertaking, and there is a lot to it. That said, I do intend to tackle all of these actions that I've just mentioned in videos. Some will take one video, some will take up to 5. Beyond that, of course, this channel deals with hospitality services management and not exclusively Lean. So videos are in the planning in the subjects of finance, marketing, hiring, coaching for performance, strategy, change management, and innovation management. As a short housekeeping announcement, I will be going through these videos as they make sense to me. However, if there's anything that you want to know sooner rather than later, please leave your request in the comments below, and I will reschedule future videos to accommodate that.